Shri Ram Navami to all of you. Good evening, all. I'm very excited to be here with you all. So, in the first session, I think most of you might have attended. So, we started with the power of habits, how we looked into how habits literally run our days, either big, either small, positive or negative. They control, like they run on autopilot, right? We won't think about what we are going to do next, but automatically we tend to do some things. They will impact us positively as well as negatively as well. So we have looked into that, and we looked into that habit loop as well, like how they form cue, then routine and a reward. So there will be a cue, something happens, something triggers, and then we do some routine action, what we typically do, and then there will be a reward for it. Either we will feel good, and we maybe our anxiety goes away, or whatever it is, just what reward is there to get that reward, we'll do that action, positive or negative. So we looked into that habit loop as well. And then we talked about, maybe we just reflected on what is that one habit that shapes my day. We talked about, and some of you have shared as well, what really helps, maybe waking up in the morning early, or maybe reading some book, or going on walk, and some things like that. So we looked into those habits as well. So today, in the session two, let us go is little bit deeper, or maybe a step forward, and then see like what are the negative patterns, like what is not helping us to cultivate those positive habits, because uh, because most of us already know like what we have to change or what we should change, right? But sometimes we don't. So why are we not doing it? Why are we not breaking those bad habits and cultivating good habits? So let us talk about those things, why it happens. So, first of all, habits are not just actions, right? They are patterns literally wired into our brain. That is what that whole habit loop is all about. So we just tend to do some things without thinking. That is what the habit is all about. For example, maybe there are some days where I tell myself, okay, no more on the phone. I'll just focus now, and I'll just, without any distractions, I'll just work like 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Something happens, maybe a phone call from someone, or maybe a text message, just that ring, that ring on the phone. And then you are curious, you are really curious. Oh, who said that, or what it happened? So we go there, either it might be an Instagram post, or maybe a YouTube small short video, or a Facebook post, or whatever it is. And without knowing, you are buried yourself into that scrolling of the whatever is coming up next and next and next, right? So most of the time it happens. So here, we cannot break it immediately. Oh no, I don't touch my phone, or I don't scroll anymore. We cannot immediately do that, but we can start somewhere, that is awareness. Where I am thinking of, like, okay, some text message came, and then now I'm going there, and I'll stop myself just with the text message or whatever. So telling ourselves, or having that awareness, is the first step in order for us to break that negative habits. And here I would like to talk about five types of triggers that really dwell us into those patterns, I will say. So, first thing is all about time. Second is emotion. Third is location, people, and energy. So, let me tell you what I mean by all of those. Like, for example, time-based triggers. We all must have been in those situations. So, just uh, come with me in that travel where I take you. So time-based triggers, let us see them. For example, a little late afternoon, I really wanted cupcake now. Or I really need to eat that sweet, whatever is there in my kitchen. I have to. There is no other way to eat. So that is late afternoon. Or maybe late night. So okay, I'm not getting sleep, but I can scroll phone for maybe few more minutes. Who is going to stop me, right? So I'll just scroll for some more time. So those are all time based triggers. So if you observe them, they happen at a certain time, like 11 o'clock in the morning or 3:30 in the afternoon, or maybe 9:30 in the night. If we think about it, or maybe monitor it for a week or so, you will be able to figure it out. Oh my God, those bad habits or negative habits, what I don't want them, they happen only at certain times. So that is what I mean by time triggers. Now, the second one I'll tell you is emotional. Like, for example, I am stressed. I'm really stressed. I want some outlet now. So then I'll go to my phone, or I'll go and maybe binge watching or binge eating, whatever it is. That whatever negative habit we get into. So the emotions play a big role there. Or I'm bored, or I'm anxious now. Then maybe I do some actions, like maybe snapping at someone, or talking loudly or rudely to someone, being disrespectful, or saying something which I'll repent later. All these are being triggered by our emotions. So we need to just pay attention there. So first I'll talk about triggers, then we can talk about how do we remove them? What do we do to in order to come out of them, for example. So let us first understand these triggers. So we talked about time, we talked about emotions. Now the third one is location. Maybe certain places in our home, like for example, you sit in the couch, so no matter what, if you are sitting on the couch means you need to have that popcorn and you need to have that remote control and TV is on, and I need to watch something now because I'm sitting here in my comfortable that sofa place, or it could be just couch for somebody, and it could be a in backyard some place, or in the front yard somewhere, just associate it with the location. Then maybe office desk, in office, like instead of working something, then we might do something else, checking emails or social media or something like that. Or maybe on bed. So when I go to bed, I won't just go for sleep. I'll just again take my phone or talk with someone or do some things. So those kind of situations or habits we need to monitor. So location based. And then last two are the fourth one is all about people. Like maybe with certain people, we tend to get into those kind of negative habits, maybe just talking, maybe negative, or maybe which is not being fruitful for us. We just spend away the time, wasting time, or we don't want to do that. So that maybe with certain group of friends or certain group of people, maybe that must be happening. We don't want to do it, but we are being pulled into certain groups or things like that. Or maybe in work environment, some stress is happening, stress reactions are there, or some certain social settings, maybe we'll overeat there in those settings, for example. So these are with the people, with the whomever, with the groups, maybe it must be happening in certain places. And then my last one is all about energy. So at the end of the day, I'm tired, so I feel like I deserve that pizza, or I deserve that food, whatever I want to eat, overeat, or whatever I want it. So because I'm tired, so we tend to make those poor decisions. But maybe I'm having low energy, then I procrastinate. I won't even do what I'm supposed to do, for example. So those are my energy triggers. And then maybe I'm overwhelmed, like so many things are happening in my life. So I really cannot do what I'm supposed to do. So I just avoid those things totally without doing them. So these are five triggers. I mean, there could be many more, but at a high level, if you see those negative actions or negative habits, what we are doing in our day-to-day life will be caused by one of these five triggers. So they are all about time. At a certain time, we tend to behave in a certain manner, or maybe my emotions. I'm really overwhelmed, or whatever is happening, I'm like anxious, so I behave negatively, maybe. Or maybe location in a certain place, I tend to behave in a certain manner, or with some people, or with some groups, even with our family members. Maybe with certain family members, we might be doing or talking or saying some things which we don't want to. Maybe they are impacting our relationships with those people. And last but not least is energy. We won't pay attention to our energy. Maybe we are low in energy, we are tired, we are overwhelmed, or we are like having during that time we might make some poor decisions. So Friends, if I were to ask you, if anybody would like to share, so which one of these triggers resonated with you, or you might have thought about it, right? Like, oh yeah, that happens with me. Oh my goodness, that is what is triggering my negative habit, whatever I'm doing. Anything you would like to share? Anyone would like to share? Okay, that's fine. We will talk about more. We will share. I will share about now. What do we do? Okay, we understood that is what is causing me. I understood it is a time problem, people problem, or location problem, some problem. Not my problem. I'm not the one who is causing it, but it is somebody else or something else. So what we want to understand is sometimes people will think like if I want to change my habits. I need strong willpower. If I have strong willpower, yes, I can make anything happen. But no, that is not true as well because willpower is limited. It is not, like when you are low in energy, especially, or when you are being pushed by somebody, or when you are in a wrong place, wrong group. Your whole will only with your willpower, only to certain extent you can go, but you cannot go beyond that. So it is not just the willpower. Like for example, think about it. After a long day, you do not have any energy, first of all, to exercise. Will willpower will help you to exercise? No, it will not, because you need some more motivation or a habit there in order for us to do those things. Or even when you are trying to diet, for example, and all of a sudden we will have so many cravings that before we do not even have those, first of all. But now that I'm thinking I'm dieting, all everything will become so attractive for me, and no amount of willpower will help us there, us not touching that sweet or chocolate or cake, whatever it is. And then maybe another example is I'm trying to focus on something, but then all of a sudden in the world, whatever distractions can happen, they are appearing in my day or appearing in my life. So that is what those situations come. But in those situations, if I think like, oh, okay, okay, my willpower, I have my strong willpower, so this is going to help me come out of this means, no, it won't. And unnecessarily, you will get tired as well. Like, because it is a muscle. Willpower is just a muscle, and then it gets tired as well. So you can't just depend on only on willpower. Now, what do we do? How do we shift them then? How do we come out of those negative habits? So we don't remove habits, we replace them. I want you all to pay attention to that sentence. So, we do not remove negative habits. We do not remove negative habits, but we replace them with positive habits. Now, let us see again now each of those triggers, like how whatever I talked about, how do we come out of those? What else we can do over there? For example, now time based we talked about, right? Like after 10 p.m., for example, I'm tired or I'm winding down. Now I have that my main habit of scrolling on the phone. I don't go to sleep. So instead of scrolling the phone, think about some things. Maybe I'll read, for example, today 2 pages of a book, or just one page of a book, instead of taking my phone out. Or maybe I will listen to some calm music, or whatever I love. Maybe somebody's lectures or something I always wanted to hear, but I was not getting time. So then how about in this time? This time trigger is happening, right? Which is pushing you to scroll the phone or do something. Instead, whichever habit you want to replace, for example, instead of that, so especially for the time one, maybe 2 pages of a book, or maybe listening to some calm music, or maybe 5 minutes of just pranayama or meditation, whatever you would like to do. So if you do that, it is same time, and you need to relax, but with a different choice. With different choice, right? So that is for time based triggers. Now, for example, let us talk about emotional ones. Like I have my cue is I am stressed at work, So then what happens? I overeat, for example, or maybe I just react instead of responding with the people. So then what we want to do is for those type of things, maybe how about just taking a 5 minute walk, even at workplace. So if you're stressed out at your desk, that is what is causing you stress. And then what you normally do, maybe eating, overeating, or drinking a lot of coffee or reacting, whatever. Instead of all that, let me just get up and then go for a 5 minute walk. And again, pause and then maybe just a deep breathing over there or write down what you're feeling. I'm feeling stressed. I don't want to behave in this manner, for example. So instead of escaping from that emotion, let us process it. Let us identify it. Okay, I'm seeing my negative emotion. So now I need to come out of it. That negative emotion is what making me to take this negative action or negative habit, for example, identifying that emotion. So instead of escaping from it, let us process that emotion. And then the third one, location. We talked about that, right? Sitting on the couch or maybe backyard, front yard. So old routine. So I'll sit on my couch. I just switch on my TV and I do my mindless eating. Instead of that, again, we can think of few things like maybe stretch for 5 minutes. Instead of just sitting on the TV, I'll get up. Every 5 minutes, I'll get up and I'll stretch. So who knows? Maybe once you start doing that 5 minutes, you might get more interest and you might do for 15 minutes. Instead of stretching, maybe you might do strengthening exercise or exercise also. Who we don't know, right? Because once we are getting into that positive habit, the positive habits keep increasing, isn't it? So, but remembering to just sit up and then just do that 5 minutes of stretches, for example, or maybe drink water. Just go into kitchen, drink water or herbal tea, something like that, instead of sitting on the couch for long time. And then without just sit mindfully. I don't switch on the TV today. I'll just think about my thoughts, what is going on in myself, instead of understanding myself more. Maybe something like that. So the place stays the same. Couch is there, location is all very much there, but your behavior changed. You are no more just sitting on the couch and doing that thing, whatever you don't want to do, or break that habit. Now, last two, the people-based triggers. So you understood, okay, with certain people, either in family or outside, we might talk something negatively, or it is not fruitful discussions. After the discussion or after that time, you might feel more drowned or more energy is gone. Like sometimes happens, right? But we tend to do them. Maybe we have to do them. See, at workplace, for example, you can't just escape it. You can't say, no, I won't meet those people at all. No, we have to, because that is our workplace. We have to meet them, right? But how do you control yourself? So you redirect that conversation. You tell to yourself, I won't encourage the discussion with those people, or I'll redirect this conversation. Stay neutral. Don't even contribute to those conversations at all. And you limit your time. Hey guys, I might just need to drop now, or I need to go away somewhere. Something like that. Just excuse yourself and move away from there. So again, we know we all know that, right? We don't always control people. Not always what? We cannot control people, but you can definitely control yourself. How we respond. That is what is most important thing, right? That is with the people. And now the last one is I talked about energy triggers, right? Like at the end of the day, you're tired or overwhelmed. So I procrastinate. I completely avoid doing what I'm supposed to be doing. My deadlines are deadline is there, but still because of I'm tired, I'm not even touching it. I totally am avoiding it. So what we do is again here, like just maybe 2 minutes reset. Like I'll stand, I'll stretch, I'll breathe, I'll do my meditation, whatever, or go on a small walk or something like that, or maybe just do one small task. It seems instead of thinking in your mind, if you start doing it, that will really lessen our anxiousness as well, and it will move us forward with our work, whatever we want to do. If one of you wants to write a blog article, then maybe just start with 1 or 2 lines. If you want to paint, then just start with one stroke. Or if you want to clean your cupboard, maybe just start with one small tiny part of that cupboard, something like that. So one step, one small task towards that. And then again, drinking water, taking care of ourselves. Pranayama is my all-time go-to tool. Pranayama. I mean, some of you might have your own tools, but for me, pranayama, one nice long breathe in, breathe out, or maybe my anulom vilom, alternate nostril breathing, or maybe Brahmari and all I won't do, but anulom vilom is simply I don't even need to touch my nose or anything. I can just do alternate nostril breathing. That really grounds me. That really brings back to where I want to be. And then I can think clearly, okay, what's happening now? Where am I? Where am I? Am I focusing? What is not helping me? So then I can move to what helps me. Okay. So friends, so when your energy is low, don't aim for big actions. I want to do whole cupboard or whole kitchen or whole big lunch I had to prepare now. No, no, no. Just small. Aim for a small movement, then it'll trigger and it'll help you to keep moving forward. So and these are the five things I wanted to share with you all, friends. Like what is not helping us. So think about it: location, time, emotion, people, or energy. First of all, in your day, like before next week session, in this week, observe your day and see that which habit I want to break. First of all, see that when you one small tiny habit I want to break, for example, okay, then this negative habit, in which thing it is falling? Energy, emotion, time, location, people, or maybe something else. If you can find something else, you can share with us. It is falling on so and so. Then identify it, so that awareness, develop that awareness in yourself. This location is causing me all this stress for me, issue for me. Then replace it with something we talked about or something you like to do. For example, something else, maybe I want to hear music or read or dance or whatever it is, like, so replace it with something else. Then you will be able to move forward with your cultivating positive habits. I hope it helped. This is what I want to share with you all today. Now, I would like to ask you all, anybody would like to share anything that resonated with you, like, oh yes, that habit of mine is falling under that. Now I will replace it with this. If you would like to share, we would love to hear from all of you, friends.